Hi, good evening. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Sunderland versus Newcastle United match preview ahead of our FA Cup tie tomorrow at the Stadium of Light, or Shite as we want to call it. But we'll call it the Stadium of Light tonight. Okay, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel up the search, so please do give it a like. That'd be great, thank you. And it means new viewers can find the channel more easily. Also, if you are brand new at the channel, then come and smash the subscribe. Come be part of this great community we have here. And also that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming show. So I'm only 10 away now from 1100. So it'll be fantastic to get to 1100. Also, if you want to become a member, it's 99p. Just click the join button. And if you want to make a donation, do that in the chat by clicking the $sign as well. All money is reinvested back into the channel. So, so tomorrow we head to Sunderland. 12:45 kickoff, so an early kickoff. Now, it doesn't bode well because normally on like these early kickoffs, like when it's been at 12:30 and that, we ain't done too well in these kickoffs, have we? So, let's hope we can make that change tomorrow and, go out there and win the game, hopefully, but we will get more into that very soon. I'm just going to nip into some comments first of all. We'll see what people are saying. Mary says, evening, who is ready to beat the Sunderland tomorrow? Oh, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Mary. Hope you had a great time. It's a new year now, isn't it? And let's hope we can get, we got off to a bad start. Let's hope we can get off to a good start tomorrow. BS says, evening, Tony. I heard BD is out with those two Sunderland birds. What you mean, those two? There you go. Jesus, I hope he's had a few pints before. He needed quite a few pints, wouldn't he? Coffee says, hi, Tony and all. Hi to you, Coffee. Hope you're well, my friend. I think PD would need about 10 pints. Look. No, Peter, I don't think he's not doing his football show tonight, is he? He's having the night off, so I think he's doing it tomorrow, I think. He's taking around the caravan. Oh, God, yeah, honestly, brilliant. Yeah, so it's not going to, look, I've seen a lot of people out there saying, we could win this game 5-0, 6-0, whatever. Look, I don't think it's going to be that easy of a game. It's a derby match for a start, and it's the first one we've had in 7-8 years. So look, it's been a long time since we had a derby game, and the thing is, it's not going to be easy. They've got some good, joking aside, they do have some good players in that Sunderland team. Let's be honest. I mean, Jack Clark's playing well for them. He's been eyed up by Premier League clubs. Considering he went from Leeds to Tottenham and didn't really break through at Tottenham, went to Sunderland and has absolutely found his, a form and everything. And I think now, he's probably progressed his game a little bit better. Good day, Tony and Chatter, says Mac. Good day to you, mate. Tangy says, that's the Macam version of Birds of a Feather. Jesus, yeah. Hey, God, I tell you what, that was a great program, wasn't it? Birds of a Feather. But Jesus, yeah, I can see what you mean from that one there, Tangy. Absolutely, mate. But yeah, look, I don't think it'll be the easy game that everybody's thinking. It's going to be very difficult. And look, just hope if Joe Linton plays that he keeps his cool, because the referee we've got tomorrow was on VAR duty last night and made a horrendous decision last night, and that is Craig Paulson. Look, sent the referee at the monitor. Look, as much as we don't like Everton, as much as we want to see Everton lose and things like that, look, I think that sending off at Dominic Calvert-Lewin, yes, okay, the studs were a little high, but I'm not sure if that was a red card last night, to be honest with you. So I'm I kind of see where people are coming from on that red card last night. Even Keith Hackett said that was never a red card, So again, let's hope Pawson doesn't have a stinker tomorrow. The good thing is there's no VAR tomorrow. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Possibly a good thing. Just nip into some more comments here. Captain Mainwaring says, really hope a red card doesn't spoil the game for us. I'm worried that Joe Linton and Bruno's temperament, if they are involved, if they are hyped up. That's the thing, I mean, look, we know what Joe Linton's like. He'll go in for a tackle. He doesn't care, Joe Linton. He'll go in. And, we know his aggression's there, but we just don't want that to lead to a red card. Billy says, I think the right has a smell like Joe Jordan. Oh, Jesus, Billy. Oh, God, yeah, another one you mean. There you go. That clip with them, though, that video clip never gets old, does it? Mad Max says, why is it frowned up on a Mockingbird to do the reverse cowgirl? Because you don't turn your back on your family. Jesus. Yeah, we go. Trevor says, hi mate, by the way, he says, my mates got kicked out of the pub as my mate shouted Sunderland or shit and said to the barmaid, the barmaid, you are ugly, and then shouted tune. Not great, that is it, no. Don't get yourselves into bother, lads. Lee says, evening Tony and everyone, how are you all keeping? Come on, the mighty Toon Army, 3-1 win for us tomorrow, Joe Linton, Gordon, Isak, or maybe Miley. Who knows? Yeah, absolutely. Splat says, evening Tony and on the chat, good evening to you. Splat, I hope you're well. Tanji says, we have to remember the match earlier in the season with Craig Pawson on VAR, where he relied on VAR and linesman for every decision. That ref can't clearly make his own mind up every game I've seen him. No. And the thing is, as well, Tanji, with Craig Pawson, hi to Julie as well, the thing with Craig Pawson as well is I don't think that's the right appointment for tomorrow's game, Yes, it would be nice to have, Michael Oliver, but we can't have Michael Oliver. We're not allowed to. But even the referee we had against Fulham, Sam Barrett, I thought he was a great referee. Maybe that's probably the sort of game you wouldn't want to put him in, So, but we've got Craig Pawson. It is what it is, and we'll have to deal with that one, unfortunately. But what also hurt me last night about that VAR decision was when Chris Kavanagh went to the monitor. He could have just said, no, I'm sticking my decision. I don't think that's a red card. So I don't know what's going on there. It's just getting beyond the joke. You could fit a dub spin in the gap of her teeth. Julie says, idiots even put on F the mag, spanners on waterway bridges. Let's all laugh at Sunderland. It started. You know what? The majority of Sunderland fans, let's be honest, the majority of them are actually probably decent people. And they are probably friendly to an extent. It's when you get the idiots that come out, the minority. It's not the majority, it's the minority. We did wipe our feet out when we went on the pub and wiped them when we left. Mad Max says, evening all, hope you're all well. I'm more excited than a Ben on Christmas Eve. Yeah, absolutely. It's great, isn't it, to have another. Anyone reckon Trippier's passed his fitness test and will play his Captain Mainwaring? Do you know what it is? I reckon he has. Was he injured against Liverpool? Was he injured for that game? Or were we just keeping him out till this game? Who knows? Tony Ross says, evening, Tony and Chas. Good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. The ref has no balls against VAR. No. Evening all says, Derek, mighty win. Good evening to you, mate. Hope you're well. If there's any Sunderland fans in the chat, come and join in on the chat, lads. Come on, Sunderland fans. If you're out there and you're watching this, come and join in on the chat. We're We're all a friendly bunch in here. We really are. That was never a red card. The Spurs match is getting a bit feisty. Yeah, I've got to honestly, it's 0-0 at the moment. Brentford are winning 1-0 and Fulham are winning as well against Rotherham 1-0. Scott said, I think Bruno's release clause may come around and haunt us with PSG showing interest. Now, that's interesting, yes, because we've seen this coming out, haven't we, that PSG are looking at Bruno's release clause. Now, I don't think... Personally, I don't think it'll get activated this month. I've heard rumours that it doesn't get activated until at least the summer. But what we've got to look at is, as much as we don't want to lose Bruno because he's a great player and everything like that, we've got to look at our FFP as well. And if he moves on, we get that money in. Just look how much our FFP just jumps up, and his wages and everything like that. So the FFP will just go boom, it'll rocket. So it'll be better for us. But then we'll probably go out there and buy somebody else who's just as good as Bruno. So it's not like the fact that we're going to lose Bruno and not replace him because the club will replace him. It's just this FFP at the moment is just killing us, that's all. Mad Mag says they've had enough of Seagull. They obviously after the Magpies now. Julie. Arthur, hi to you. He's a Sunderland fan. He says Sunderland give him 6,000 tickets. Newcastle is mad. Thing is, though, Arthur, it's the FA Cup rules. They should have given 7,000, but I think the police said 6,000. And at the end of the day, if that's what they've got to give out, that's what they've got to give out, and but it's down to FA rules, I'm afraid, mate. When I saw 10 Magpies, of course he will play. Arthur says there'll be trouble in the ground tomorrow. Let's hope there's no trouble. Let's hope there's not. Let's hope it just goes without any incidents, because look, the last thing you want to be talking about after a game, whether we win, Sunderland win, or it's a draw and it's a replay, the last thing you want to be talking about is any confrontations between the two sets of supporters. Let's just enjoy the game. Let's hope it's peaceful. And yes, there will be a minority out there who want to go out there and, do battle. And you get that everywhere, not just us. That can happen anywhere. But to me, this derby is the best derby in the UK. Derek says, Trips has never been injured. He's had time off trying to sort his misses out. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I reckon as well. Because I'm thinking if there was a groin issue, how could he be missing for Liverpool but be fit for this game within a week? And somebody who's 33-year-old as well. I'm like, nah, it's not. I think he's just been rested. In all honesty, they're going to be busy taking the signs down. Coffee says, isn't it up to the player as well if he wants to move there or not? Yes, it's up to the player as well. They can turn around. He can turn around and say, "No, I'm not going." Does Bruno want to go back to Ligue 1? Why would you want to go to PSG in Ligue 1 and just be the dominant team in that league? It's like, is that really a challenge for him? Real Madrid is probably not on the table at the moment because I think they're well stocked with midfield as Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham went there and he's hit the ground running, and even Ancelotti's had to come out and tell reporters to calm themselves down because they keep saying, he's on a bit of a goal drought because he hasn't scored in this game. And Ancelotti has to keep saying, look, he's a midfielder, not a goal scorer. Get it right. And we don't expect him to score goals. We just, he's a midfielder. But yeah, you can see the quality he's got, and his brother will be playing tomorrow for Sunderland. 115 million in 3 payments. Is that what they're saying, is it? Interesting. Scott says there's nothing wrong with trips. It's just family problems because back to the international route when you went home early. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I agree. Second game on TV, no goals. Yeah, I know, it's strange, isn't it? You'd think with the, you would have thought Tottenham would be well ahead of Burnley, wouldn't you? Shows you what the FA Cup can do. I would take that. The ref in the Wolves game has a round red card, says Bia. Oh, okay. Maybe he likes the circle cards. FFP is restriction on the club trying to compete with the Cartel 6. Absolutely, Tangi. It was brought in for them, wasn't it? Stop us competing. Trippier caught wife in bed with Sunderland fan. Only way they'll sell Bruno is cash up front. Yeah, I agree, Derek. They wouldn't just do it in installments. I don't think so. Arthur says, why do BBC and ITV keep showing all Premier Cup games? Yeah, I see where you come from on that one. Like if a team's, say for instance, a Premier League team's playing a League One team. Well, actually, Man United's playing a League One team on Monday, so that's being shown. So that's a nice touch, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. Why having all Premier League tie on? I mean, obviously, Liverpool Arsenal was always going to be on TV regardless. I wouldn't sell Bruno. His FFP is only 60 mil due to his 40 million cost. Selling Miggy and Longstaff gets you the same amount. Interesting. Thank you very much, Tony Ross. He's gifted 5 black and white memberships. So thank you very much indeed, Tony Ross, for your kind generosity. And I will come to that and see who's become a member of Tony Ross. So Tony Ross, the memberships have been handed out, and 12th Man Toon has got one. The Toon Review. So Paul's got one. Pete, Michelle R38, and Joe Maguire. So they were gifted memberships. These are just handed out at random by YouTube. So, but thank you very much indeed, Tony. Very nice of you. All for a great channel, Tony. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Tangi says, if we had to sell Nasser, I would sell Joe Linton before Bruno. Do you know what, Tangi? That is a good point. Yes, I would as well. I mean, look, you could probably get the midfielder Joe Linton is. You could get easily 80 million for Joe Linton now. Easily. He's worth that all day long. Ian says, evening, Tony. Evening to you, Ian. Hope you're well. Lewis says, sometimes the referees having a red card, sometimes they are colourblind. That's why sometimes they have the circle red. Okay, Lewis. Thanks for that. Captain Mean says, would you play Almiron or Gordon on the right, Joe Linton on the left, or Miley in the middle? Do you know what? Do you know what I would do? If Trippier is fit, this is what I would do. If Trippier is fit, I would play Lewis Hall left back, give him a game. Lewis Hall needs game time. Let's give him some game time. Play Lewis Hall at left back. Keep Gordon on the left wing. Put Joe Linton in that midfield 3 with Miley and Bruno, because I think Joe Linton's better there than he is out on the left, if I'm honest. Then on the right-hand side, you'll obviously have Trippier as your full back, and then you can have Livramento as a right winger. But they can also swap positions as well, so because they're both defenders as well. I think that would work well. I really do. Playing Livramento as a right winger. But certainly not Almiron, no chance. I'm in the bad books and Mrs. never told her I was going to the Toon match, so when I got back in, I'm in the doghouse. Bit worth it though, says Trevor. Oh dear. You'll have to make it up to her. I got some flowers and chocolates, mate. BS is I'm playing J7 in midfield with Bruno and either of the others. I'll play Miley. If I was a referee, I'm not colourblind, but I would have a circle red card because it's different. Yeah. Just thought we win. Derek says we miss J7 a hell of a lot more than Bruno, though. Yeah, we would because of his because of the wee years in midfield, the aggression you get from Joe Linton as well, and the powerhouse he is, and his goal scoring is a lot better than it was when he was playing as a lone striker. Because that was the thing, he was never a striker. I agree about Lewis Hall, says Tony Ross. Thank you very much, mate. Miley ahead of Longstaff, absolutely. Lewis reckons they'll both score. Interesting. That's if they're both playing. I don't think Miley will start beyond the bench, says Ian. Do you reckon, Ian? His physicality is a beast. Yeah, absolutely. J7 would be easier to replace than J7. Yeah, I see where you come from with that one. I think so. Oh, Bruno, you mean? I think Gordon to score, and I think he would get sent off. Oh. Remember, Gordon's played in derby matches before, like Everton-Liverpool. Obviously, this is totally different to an Everton-Liverpool derby, a Merseyside derby, but he's played in them, so he knows what a derby is all about. Maybe the guys the players have watched videos. That time when we went down there, we went 1-0 down through Justin Hoyt, and then we came back and won it 4-1. They totally imploded, didn't they? So yeah, that there was that game. We've had some great games against Sunderland. And I always remember, I think we beat them 1-0, I think, if I remember rightly. I'm going back to probably either late 90s, early 2000s, but we beat them, I think, 1-0, I think, at the Stadium of Light. And I think Shea Given had a tremendous day that day in goal for us. I remember the shot he put over the bar, he was, I think, from Kevin Phillips, I think it was, and he had no right to save it, in all honesty, but he got over and saved it and put it over the bar. It was a tremendous save, I remember it, but I think we won 1-0. Might be wrong, but I think we did win. We did win the game, but I think it was only 1-0, so rather Bruno than J7 more versatile, says Tony Ross. Bias's rumour is to intimidate the Beckhams Polgalands driving the first bus in. It's not a Vauxhall Vectra, is it? I think Bruno Longstaff and J7 in the middle, says Ian. Would you not play Miley, Ian? Why wouldn't you have Miley in there, Ian? Would you not want him in there? Do you think the game's too big for Miley? Because I think you could handle that pressure. I really do. Captain Mainwaring says, when Byrne starts, every team targets his position due to the lack of place. He could hardly run against Forest, but still played 60 minutes, which baffles me. Yeah, do you know what? I've got to agree with that, because look, we saw it with Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo was clever in putting Elanga on the opposite flank, because he knew Elanga would strip Byrne for pace. So, and that's what he did. He outran Byrne time after time, and Byrne couldn't match up with him. Mary says how many to get sent off in total match tomorrow. Hopefully none, Mary. Billy says, yeah, 1-0 Dabby's ass winner. That's it. Yes, that's the game. Yes, because Dabby's ass took his top off, didn't he? Remember? And it was a blue away kit, wasn't it? As well, I think. But yeah, I remember that. But yeah, like I say, Shea Given pulled off a tremendous save in there, didn't he? And that was, yeah. What a keeper he was, though. I've heard bringing Adam Johnson back to Wind. Jesus. I would play him. Just don't think how well, though. Tangi 1-0 down, 4-0 up. Albert Luki wrapped it up. Yeah, absolutely. Didn't he just? Probably the easiest goal he'll ever score in his career, I think. But he had to do the hard work and get round the keeper, and he done it. Can't do that after what he did. Nope. 4-1 up, you meant? Yeah, absolutely. Alan says, evening, Tony. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. How are you feeling about tomorrow, Alan? Looking forward to it? Liam O'Brien over the wall? Yeah, absolutely. Liam O'Brien. Yeah. Roker Park, I remember that one. Yeah, brilliant goal. Andy O'Brien as well scores against the Mackhams, you know. Andy O'Brien's put the ball in the Mackhams net as well. He wasn't a bad defender either, was he? Yeah, the blue NTL kit, yeah. Splat says, Miley's a Geordie, I want him to play. Well, Sean Longstaff is as well, isn't he? But yeah, I see what you mean. I would like to see Miley play in this game. I've noticed Byrne drifts to centre-back and leaves the left-back position up, maybe to make up ground on counter-attacks. He drifts into centre. Yeah, he does, Coffee. I mean, look, when he's got Anthony Gordon on that left, he knows Gordon comes back to help him out. The same with when Joe Willock's played on that left side. But the thing is, Byrne's more a centre-back than he is a left-back. And I think Eddie Howe probably just plays him because he knows he can't get into the centre-back position, so he's found a place for him in the team. But you've got to put players in there on form. Andy O'Brien, absolutely. All right, I'll change the question. How many players take off their tops after scoring the goal whilst giving fans something to salivate over? Oh, Mary. Well, if we score, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of them takes their top off, because it could just be like, wow, it's worth getting a yellow card for. Yeah, the old wooden benches at Roker Park, yeah. Even Chopra scored. Yes, he did. He come on, didn't he? He wasn't even not. He just ran from the touchline straight to their box, and the ball came to him, and he scored, didn't he? Terrible goalkeeping from Calvin Davis. Well, Stephen Caldwell, our ex-defender, his error as well led to it, and then obviously Calvin Davis couldn't hold onto the ball, and he tried to claim a foul, and it was never a foul. And then we got the penalty, and Shearer scored, and then Zogbia scored a cracking goal as well, and then Lukia wraps it up. Andy O'Brien, absolutely. We'll get a 3-1 win, how are the lads? When Peter Biazzi scored a header against the Mackhams, you know they're shit. Yeah, because Peter Biazzi wasn't renowned for being a header of the ball, was he? But yeah, absolutely brilliant. When you look at down the year, some of the games we've had against Sunderland are just, yeah. Ryan Taylor's free kick from outside the box. We all, you know, from way out at an angle, you would have thought, well, he's not going to score anyway. And then, you know, you hear that kid in the crowd shouting, you'll never score from there. And it floats in past Stephen Taylor and everybody. And Mignolet, it's in the back of the net. And we win that game 1-0. But yeah, we've had some cracking games. We've had some stinkers as well, you know. You know, I always remember the away game in the playoffs at Sunderland when Budgie saved Paul Hardyman's penalty in the last minute in the playoff first leg, which kept the score at 0-0. But then we had the disappointment at St James's Park when they beat us 2-0. Gates and Gabbiadini. What a force they were together, though. You know. I know we had Quinn and McGee, but that night we just could not get the goals, you know, and them two scored. But yeah, we've had some good games. We've had some disappointments as well, you know. We'll never forget the time that Rudd Hullett decided to leave Shearer and Ferguson on the bench and play young Paul Robinson up front. And no disrespect to Paul Robinson, wasn't his fault. He was thrown in there. You know, and we lost that game 2-1. That ended Rudd Hullett's spell. He went the next morning because he knew, because he totally cocked everything up. Not only just that, but it was he it was the wee went on after, before the game, the press conference, his pre-match press conference, when he said, "Oh, how can you say this is a derby? It's not a derby of the city, it's a derby of the region." And he sort of just lost the plot, and you're just thinking, "What the hell are you going on about?" So yeah, look, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think tomorrow it's going to be a cracking atmosphere. It's going to be very hostile, and and it's going to be great for the players who've never played in the derby before. So it's going to be absolutely. I just can't wait. Just can't wait for it to start. Just can't wait for it. I'm just going to get into some comments. Sorry, we'll keep reminiscing in other games of Sunderland. I'm just trying to think of some great games we had with Sunderland, because we've had plenty of great games. The 5-1 win on Halloween, I remember that one well. Kevin Nolan hat-trick and the chicken dance came out, We could do with the Mackham Slayer tomorrow, Shola Ramiobi, but, we might have a new Mackham Slayer called Alexander Isak. So we will see with that one. But yeah, like I say, we've had some great games. And then there was the time when, obviously, our former owner, the Fat Controller, first took over the club, and him and Chris Mort, who was the chairman at the time, because apparently it really pissed off Niall Quinn, who was sitting in the directors area as well. And because Newcastle won, them two started doing the conga, and he says it was very disrespectful that they were doing that. And that was the night when Chris Mort went to Blue Bamboo and sang the Bleeding Races and bought everybody a drink. And I remember that quite well because I was in there. It was a cracking head, to be fair, yeah. Hero Chotrad deliberately cocked them up when he played for them, yeah, didn't he just? They've not brought coppers in from the northeast. They've even brought coppers in from the northeast. Hi, Tony, says, Matey Mag, hope you're well. Can't wait for tomorrow. Did you see Matty video outside? No, I haven't. I'll have to have a check out of that one. Alan says, yeah, looking forward to the game. Bit nervy, but regards, Bruno would never want to sell him. Everyone knows how good he is, but I wonder if FFP may force, but not in the summer. That's the thing, Alan. That's the only thing I'm thinking of. That's the only reason we would sell him, is if we need with FFP up. And that is the thing. He hated Alan Shearer, yes, Rodhulla did. But as Alan Shearer once said, he said after that game, he said the next morning after dropping the kids off, he drove to the training ground to storm into Rodhulla's office, and he says when he stormed in there, he says he was beaten to it by Duncan Ferguson, because Ferguson was already in there shouting the odds at telling Rodhulla what he thought of him and why he was leaving him and Shearer out for. And Shearer says he just walked back out and shut the door and thought, okay, I'll leave it to Duncan. He says, that's one person you do not want to mess with, Big Dunk. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Big Dunk, that's for sure. I remember a couple of games 2-1 to us, says Julie. Ronald says, I met Eric Gates strangely in the bookies at Swalwell a few years back and joked I wouldn't shake his hand, and shook his hand and called him, see you next Tuesday. I'll read that though. Yeah. I can't watch Newcastle live on TV as it wrecks my nerves and my stomach churns. I have to record it and watch it when we've won. Don't when we lose, but am I the only one? I always watch every game live. I can't not. Paul Gold says, can't wait to be inside the stadium of black and white tomorrow. You're going, mate. Excellent, mate. Yeah, enjoy the game, mate. And, it's going to be a great atmosphere, And I know some people, we joke that, it's great seeing Sunderland where they're on the Championship. But in hindsight, it would be nice if they were up in the Premier League, because the derbies are great. And if you watch Tyneside Life's with the Sunderland fans yesterday, the guy off there, one of the Sunderland fans, he turned around he says, let me tell you now, even Sunderland Middlesbrough, he says, it's not a derby, he says, because we don't play. How can we be playing a derby against a team from North Yorkshire? He says there's only one derby, and he says that's against Newcastle. And that was coming from a Sunderland fan, and I thought, you know what, well said, well said. We should ride this season out, retain assets, get injured players back, buy to improve, make them stay faithful to Eddie Howe and the project. We might take a step back next season. Will be fine. Yeah, I've got to agree with that, Tanji. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Ryan Simpson says, glad to see Black and White doing a preview of one of the best channels on YouTube. Watched TTR review last night. They talk about garbage on players. Okay. I haven't seen the review from last night, to be fair. But I'll have to catch up with that. Good channel, TTR, though, normally. Yeah, thanks very much, mate. And yeah. Evening says Mason. Evening to you. If we focus FA Cup, we can get European footy that way, says Tanji. Yeah, do you know what we can do? Absolutely. Good evening, Tony, by the way. Good evening to you. Evening, Mason says Mary. Robert Lee, look, good goal. Yeah, absolutely. Robert Lee scored some cracking goals for us, didn't he? Definitely did. Big Dunk was a great player. Yes, he was. He was a fantastic player, Duncan was. I think Isak's a good shout to score tomorrow. Let's hope it's early, steady the nerves. Yeah, that's what we want. We want an early goal to steady the nerves, and that will help us out massively. Good evening, Tony. Off on party. Enjoy, mate. Julie says it's one of the only things that Mackhams and Magpies agree on. What, Middlesbrough? Yeah, exactly. Borough don't matter. No, they don't. JC says, mate, he says, whoever scores first wins for me. Guarantee a red card. Do you know what? I've got a feeling there's going to be a red card somewhere, but where, I don't know who it's going to be for. I could probably say the top of the list would be Joe Linton because of his the way he plays the game and his aggression. But yeah, absolutely. And if you're new to the channel, if anybody's on here tonight, please do smash that like. It does help the channel, so do give it a like. And also, if you're brand new, come and smash the subscribe and be part of our great community here. Robert Lee often scored. Yeah. We in black and white top tomorrow, Tony, and white shorts. I think we are. Just a lot of Dan Burn slander. I don't get. He was a rock last season, and seeing the rivalry is just banter. But when I believe this derby is so big because of the hatred the two sets of fans have for both. I mean, yeah, he done well last season, Dan Burn, but I don't know I don't know. He's lost. I think when he had that injury and when he's come back from that back injury, I think that back injury's he's lost a bit of pace now, and that's sad. And that's sad to see that if he's lost that little bit of pace. But, you know, huge match. How are the lads, says Colton. Absolutely, mate. We just need the keeper to be on form. That worries me. Yeah, Dubravka will probably play. I reckon Dubravka will play. Jimmy Crosby says, first time viewer here. Good content and patter. How are the lads? Victory over the Mackhams. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Jimmy. I'm glad you've come across the channel, mate. And, you know, do come on more as well because we do have some great content on here as well. So, and good thing about this channel, we're very relaxed and we always have a good laugh on here. Many of them will tell you in the comments as well. Monty Magpie, hi mate, hope you're well. He says, I remember Titus Shambles getting sent off for Sunderland once. Yeah, that was at St James's when we beat them 5-1 when good old... Brucey Bonus was in charge for Sunderland, and yeah, that was a great day, that was. David Knight says, evening, Tony and all. Hope everyone is well. Hope you're well too, mate, and nice to see you. First one to go in a double footer. Mary's determined to get an answer out of whoever asked. Oh, Mary. Who's going to do a double footer? Do you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure, I don't know many players off the Sunderland team who could be a real, like, I would say if anybody could get sent off for something, could be that Luke O'Nien, because he seems to be a bit of a hothead at times. So I could say Luke O'Nien would probably get sent off for Sunderland. If there's a round, it should be given to the referee and sent him off, says Coffee. Yeah. Yeah, but I think Andy Madley's the fourth official, so do you want him instead? Remember, his brother sent a player off. Bruno's enjoying his cards lately. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Gets the red. Captain Manwaring says, really hope we win because there's tons of maps that will disappear from Facebook and Twitter that have been crawling from under their rocks during our bad run. You know, do you know what? I love the banter between us fans, between us and the Sunderland fans. It's great. And it's great that we've got Derby to bring this banter back out. And look, all said and done, it's just, but we want the bragging rights. We've got to have the bragging rights. I can't subscribe, I'm a Mackham, but we'll want to hear if you lot are as nervous as we are. You can subscribe if you want, mate. I've got other fans come on here. I've got West Ham fans coming here. I've got a Leeds fan that comes on here. He's in here tonight on the chat. Arsenal fans, Man United fans. So, you know, I don't mind. I'll take, you know, if any football fans want to come on here and be part of the chat as well, that's not a problem. If you want to subscribe, mate, you can subscribe. Ian says, did you see the Toon fan and Mackham fan walk from St James's Park to Sol raising money for cancer? Good to see. I haven't seen that, Ian. To be fair, I haven't seen it, but if that's the thing, well, that's excellent. Well done. And as that Sunderland fan said on Eddie's channel yesterday, he said, you know, it's a rivalry, but in some ways, we are quite friendly as well. Maybe the shoulder injuries affecting Byrne when he runs. Maybe Coffee. Could be Byrne isn't up to the standard he was last season. That's what I'm saying, Julie. After that injury, I think he's lost a bit. Ryan says, everyone having a sleepless night tonight? Now I'm going to make sure I sleep well tonight. I forgot if Dubravka's playing the derby before. No, I don't think he has. Or has he? No, because we signed Dubravka 2018, didn't we? So, yeah, because the last time we played Sunderland was the season we went down to the Championship for the second time. That was 2016. So, no, you wouldn't have. When we came back up, Sunderland went down and then they had another relegation, or the double relegation. So, no, I don't think Dubravka has. Lascelles has played against this Mackhams. Longstaff has. So, yeah. Ryan says, best Newcastle channel on YouTube, deserves a lot more likes and views. Cheers, mate, thank you very much. Lee says he keeps popping his shoulder in. Byrne has bandages on it. He does, yeah, absolutely. Bruno on Jack Clark. Yeah, that's going to be some battle in it. Isak for the hat-trick, says Carlton. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's have Isak is the the new Mackham Slayer. Take the mantle from Shola Ramiobi. I don't know if there was a picture going around today, and it's absolutely brilliant. And it says it's got a picture of Shola and like the glass in front of it, and says an emergency for the Mackham game. Break the glass, and you can bring him on. Mick King, hi mate, hope you're well. He says, expat Geordie, first match in 1973 versus Chelsea will be setting an alarm at 4:30 a.m. here in California. There's no one but Sunderland can stop Gordon, Isak, Mickey, and Bruno and Big Joe. Welcome to the channel, mate, and 4:30, and it'll be 4:30 in the morning in California. Wow, excellent. And do you know what? It's worth getting up at 4:30 in the morning, especially if we win that game as well, and if we win it handsomely as well. Welcome on board, mate. Joe Linton on Joe Bellingham. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Derek said, I agree, Ryan, get off Dan's back. He's slacked for covering Botman, who has been bang average since he's come back. Yeah, I mean, Botman hasn't, it seems like Botman's a bit tentative to go into too many tackles as well. So I wonder if he's worrying about his knee. But look, all I'm saying about Dan Burn is I just think at left back, yes, he was great last season, and he's had a good season so far until he got that injury against Arsenal. But I think he just seems to have just lost a little bit of pace since he's come back, and I don't know why. Oh, no way, I meant. All right, okay. No worries, mate. Alan says you just have to never have confidence in the back four when Bramble played. No, Titus Bramble. Do you know what it is though? Titus Bramble, when he played for Ipswich, he was one of the best young centre backs around, and that's obviously why we bought him, and brought him to the club. But he just didn't seem to carry on that potential, did he? And he had a lot of lapses in concentration at times. Did Titus Bramble, or as I used to call him, Titus Bramble, or Titus Shambles. The Nemesis 69, Miley to score tomorrow. Let's hope, mate. Let's hope. Yeah, I would love to see that. A 25-yard screamer would be brilliant. David, I couldn't believe Sunderland put black and white stuff in their stadium. My mate told me, and I said, yeah, I thought it was a joke, but it was real. What on earth? Yeah, and do you know what? I mean, I've been listening to, obviously, I have Absolute Radio 80s on, and it worked. And that's all they mentioned in the news today, saying they're embarrassed by it, and their owner's very annoyed and had to have it taken down. Apparently didn't know what was getting done, and it was somebody they hired from, it's somebody who's from Newcastle who does all our interior design or whatever, and obviously changed the interior. Nice one. I bet he's not there no more now. Scott says, according to the Gazette, Newcastle are 13th lowest FFP in the league with at least the 3-year profit loss of 19.3 million. Wow. Remember Biaggi scoring a hat-trick against the Mackhams in the 80s on New Year's Day? Oh yeah, absolutely, Ronald. Absolutely. First derby in 60 years where I can only name one Mackham. That's because he's got a famous brother, Joe Bellingham. Yeah, absolutely. Casual observer. I speak on behalf of Gary Nation. We want Eddie Howe sacked and our very own Steve Bruce backed. Sorry, mate, there's no way. I know you're a Macklin, but there's no way Steve Bruce has come back to Newcastle. Not a chance. That man needs to walk away from management. He's linked to the Republic of Ireland job. I think he needs to just say no to it. Just like Wednesday last season, I hope the Sunderland player doesn't have a breakout game against us. Yeah, I mean, look, Josh Winders had a unbelievable game, didn't he? Let's see how many Sunderland fans start leaving the ground if we are well up. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's welcome. Yeah, says Mighty Mac. Yeah, thanks. Everyone is. Yeah, definitely, mate. You can say it's apart from Mason. Oh, that's not nice, Ian. Did you see the Sunderland fan put a Sunderland fan on the top of Shearer? Yes, I saw that, and I thought, at the time, I thought, what an idiot. Obviously wanted to make a statement. But then we've gone and done it to Bob Stoker. So you see, it's 1-1. JC says, yes, 09 or Dan Neil, possible red cards for us. We have a young team. If your older players get in our heads, the tunnel, we may get intimidated. That's the thing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's why I was thinking, JC, on your team, I was thinking, I looked and I thought 09's probably the one who's probably more likely to get a red card. Dummest played in the derby. Yes, he has. Will Sunderland park the bus and counter-attack, or will they be on us? Do you know what it is, Coffee? I think they'll attack us. I really do. I think they'll go for it. Because what they got to lose at the end of the day, yeah, okay, they're going to lose. If they lose the game, they lose the game. But they'll probably want to attack. They'll probably want to try and score and then settle it down. But That's what normally happens in these games. Do a hat-trick, absolutely. Break glass in emergency. If Chris Wood can get a hat-trick, Isak can, says Julie. Absolutely, Julie. We have Chris Rigg, who's 17-year-old. I predict he's on the bench and may come on. He's a mag. Yes, he supports Newcastle, and we were heavily linked with him, but nothing came of that. And he's not a bad player, is he, Chris Rigg? But yeah, just hope he doesn't score against us. Nemesis 69 says if Trippier's fit, I'd say Trippier right back and Livramento right wing. He'll offer a lot more than Miggy and can rotate positions. That's exactly what I said earlier, Nemesis. I did say my ideal team for tomorrow would be, well, obviously it would be Dubravka, I think, would start in goal. I wouldn't mind Karius in goal, but it'll be Dubravka, I think. And then your right back, if Trippier's fit, will be Trippier, Share, Botman, and I would say Lewis Hall left back. Give him a chance. Give him a run out as well. Midfield 3, I would put Miley, Bruno, Joe Linton, and the front 3. Right wing, Livramento, Isak in the middle, Gordon on the left. And I think that would work well. And as I said earlier, you've got the fluidity with Trippier and Livramento because they can swap positions all the time and confuse the hell out the opposition. Botman only been back for 2 games. Yeah, Botman hat-trick would be nice, yeah, wouldn't it just? Botman scored against Liverpool, which is good to see. Yeah, he scored 2 this season now, 1 against Sheffield United as well. Bramble was useless, yeah. Botman getting up the pace. Is Trippier definitely playing? Dan Byrne, local lad, you'd want him on the pitch. Him and Miley will going to be a Geordie heroes. Well, he's going to face a late fitness test apparently, but he could be fit for tomorrow, yeah. I called him Tits Up Bramble. Yeah, he was not so great for us, Bramble, no. Burnley keeper's having a blinder. Is that... it's not Trafford in goal. Is it Murich? Is it in goal, Mason? Because I haven't really seen the back of his shirt. I've been watching a lot of this game, but if it's Murich, didn't he used to play for Man City? Well, it's funny seeing the black and white on the Sunderland ground. We'd be livid if it wasn't St James's Park in red and white. So, do you know what? That's a very good point, Coffee. And yes, we would be absolutely livid. We would be disgusted with the club. And look, rightly so that disgusted. Apparently, they just wanted the things covered up so they didn't get vandalised, which you can understand. But it is what it is. Titus Bramble was half decent, says Monty Magpie. Byrne is not that quick, but he's like a bulldozer, says Splat. Yeah, absolutely. Plus he can also score a goal as well. Byrne can. Hi Foxy, he says Bramble had so much ability, such a good first season for Ipswich. We should have signed him then. Instead, we waited until after his second Ipswich season, where he made some huge mistakes and never recovered. Yeah, that's the thing, Foxy. He had all the talent, didn't he? But we just didn't. Steve Bruce has one last managerial dance left, and that's where Man United after Ten Hag gets sacked. Well, talking about that, Ten Hag isn't getting sacked at the moment because apparently he had good talks with Ratcliffe. So even though Sky Bet still got him and Hodgson at 15-8 to be sacked, joint favourites. Doesn't look like Ten Hag's going anytime soon. Bruce better off running the kebab shop. Yeah. Casual Observer says, we've both been bruised up. He needs banning from North East altogether. I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you. And yeah, absolutely. He's not a great manager. Never has been and never will be. He promised to take West Brom out the Championship. Apart from we didn't tell them which way he was taking them. Now he took them down to League One till they got rid of him. And, too many big mistakes from Bramble in big games, says Alan. Absolutely, Alan. Mad Max says, Ian, you see a derby every other month between Celtic and Rangers, don't you? You must get sick of derbies. Hey, be careful, Mad Mag. He'll be after you next. O'Nine got sent off against us when we won 3-1 in January last year. Mason says, also it was against Swansea, Mason. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's a bit of a liability. That's why I just thought of him straight away. We're going to batter these little bits. Welcome to the channel, mate. Great to see you on here. Yeah, it's Muric. I was thinking, is it Muric or not? I couldn't really, like I say, I haven't really been watching a lot of it, but I just thought I recognised the keeper. And yeah, I'm sure he played for Man City. He didn't. I don't think he played any first team games, and I think he's just more of a substitute, wasn't he? Well, I think that's where they got him from, City. Don't think he's very old either, is he, Muric? He's 25, isn't he? I'm just having a look. Did they sign him from City? Yeah, am I right? Yes, they did. They got him from City for 2.9 million. Yeah, he's not played any games, has he, in the Premier League this season? But he's played for Kosovo. Ronald says, I was drafting doing Sunderland Hospital a few years back, and we left the groundworks together on the roof when the Sunderland team were visiting the kids. Me booing and their lads pelting me. Good crack. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I remember when I had to go and have my tonsils removed, and I'm going back, about 12, no, I'm probably going back about 14 years ago now, and I had to go to Sunderland Royal because I couldn't get into a hospital in Newcastle, so they sent me to Sunderland Royal to get my tonsils out. When I was in there, the guy was talking, he's going about football and all that, and I said, oh, mate, I'm not into football. I said, I wouldn't have a clue what you're on about. And I thought, I'm not going to tell him I'm a bloody Geordie in case they botch me operation up. I don't fancy an operation being botched up. So I just, oh, no, I'm not into football or anything like that. All right, okay, then. And he stopped talking about it. And I thought, yeah, thank God, because I don't want to be I don't want to know that I'm a Toon fan, because he was an avid Sunderland fan, the guy who was doing the anaesthetists. So I was like, no. Derek says, drop Dan Burn for Hall in the Geordie Derby. Are you real? Well, no, I just thought giving Hall some game time. Hall's a Newcastle fan anyway, so I'm sure he knows about these derby matches as well. It all depends who they're playing on the wing as well. But I think, do you know what? In all honesty, I do think Dan Burn starts tomorrow. I really do. Anyway, but I just thought giving Hall some minutes, because let us see, Hall gives some game time just to give him some minutes and just see if we can give him a bit of confidence. When he's coming on for like 10 minutes here or 5 minutes there, it's really not enough for him, is it? So I'd like to see him giving a bit of, just give Burn a rest as well. Bring him back for the game next week, Against City. Fulham have won 1-0. Brambles remind me of Forrest Gump. God. Casual Observer says, get your mortgage on a send-off. Either Luke O'Nine, Joe Lintel, or Bruno. Somebody's going to get sent off. I can see it happening. The Tim Mattenross is going to be on the telly at half time, says Mighty Mag. A Porter was slating one of the war lads wearing this Toon top, and the Mackham lads pointed at my scarf, shit himself. Yeah, I remember flying. I was going to London one day. I think we were playing on a Sunday. At home, we were playing at home on the Sunday, and I was flying from Newcastle to London when EasyJet ran flights to Stansted at the time. And I got on the flight on the Saturday morning, I had my Newcastle top on. And I got on there, and Well, I saw these people in the waiting area, but they were like in a private waiting area, and I thought, oh, I wonder who all they are. Anyway, when I get on the plane, boards the plane, as I'm walking up, it's only the Sunderland team on the plane, on the EasyJet, and Peter Reid's there as well. And the looks they were giving me when me Newcastle shirt on, honestly, that it was like, they didn't like it because I was at me top one, but you know, not one of them smelled. I think Niall Quinn was on there because I said hello to Niall Quinn. He just totally blanked me, and I thought, oh well, okay, sod you then. But I must admit, I was in Dublin back in 2010, and standing in front of me, waiting to get on the Ryanair flight back from Dublin to Newcastle, was Niall Quinn himself, and I actually said hello to Niall Quinn, and he actually did speak to me, and I got a photograph with him. A very nice guy, to be fair. Honestly, he is a really nice guy. Niall Quinn was. Tottenham have now took the lead. They're 1-0 up. What a cracking goal from the Celso. No chance for the keeper whatsoever. I think it's the Celso that scored, I think. I may be wrong. I don't know. I think it's the Celso. Looks like him. Just waiting for him to turn around. No, it's not. It's Porro, sorry. Pedro Porro. Good goal. It was going to be the new Mackmustach's nemesis. I reckon Isak. Would be funny if they wondered whatever happened to them. Yeah. Blue Monkey closed down so they can't be hanging about in there. Jesus, Julie. Alexander Isak, yeah, absolutely. Captain Mainwaring says, do you think Sunderland players could freeze playing in front of a full house as it's the first time without fiddling the attendance figures? It's how they handle the occasion. They might handle it totally different to us. They might go in there and absolutely freeze. Who knows? It all depends. I've got a new manager as well, which is, and again, a new manager. The new manager at Sunderland, he's already come out and started the main games against Eddie the other day by saying, when he come out and he said, Eddie Howe's overachieved at Newcastle. And he said, we've seen their midfield and we can run right through that midfield. He says, oh, but I forgot we haven't got Mo Salah though. And I thought, yeah, go on, start the main games. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. Alan says, can't underestimate Man U. This Ratcliffe guy is taking over football matters and he's a fan. Their financial power is massive. Yeah, and if you remember, Man U fans were going, saying about us like they were about City, oil barons buying the club in this oil money. Well, what about Jim Ratcliffe? He's into oil and gas, and he's actually happy that UK is starting fracking again. So are the Man U fans going to complain about that now? No, of course they're not. Foxy says Bramble were playing amazing 90 minutes and then make a mistake injury time. Remember the mistake versus Barca? Oh, God, yeah, I remember that, yeah. Another boom song, wasn't he? They're on the pitch at half-time and doing the strippers. 5-star hospitality at Stadium Seagull kebabs with Adam. Oh, Jesus, Tangy. God. Harold Shipman was a Mackham, says, yeah. Jesus Christ. Hall has Jody. Pickford's attending the game. Yes, he is, yeah. So I wonder if any T-Rexes will come out. Beggars can't be choosers, absolutely. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Beer. Mag first, but I was Celtic dafters as a kiddie and back in the days of last little brother, my region history teacher. Used to get the programs and sent over to me them after. Oh, brilliant. So teacher got your stuff. That was great. Give Burn and Hall 50-50. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Pat Meister, hi to you. He says Lewis Hall's man would tan his legs and lead him out the first year if he didn't understand the Mackin match. Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's a Newcastle fan. His family are fans, aren't they? So yeah, absolutely. He probably knows. He's probably had this drilled into him, from his parents and that. Derek says you don't use a must-win derby to give anyone a bit of confidence, just let alone an 18-year-old. Yeah, well, maybe start Burn, give Burn 60, 70 minutes or whatever, and give Lewis all the last 20, maybe. Being stood at King's Cross with Dan Burn once, says Julie. Spurs recalled Reguilon from Man U. Yeah, he wasn't really playing, was he? Over 40 watching, guys. Only 22 likes. Get that button press and help Tony with this great channel. Cheers, Ian. Yeah, please do. If you're new to the channel, please come and hit that subscribe as well and join this amazing community. And also smash that like as well, please. People, I've got 40 watching. Thanks, Ian. In the same queue for the train. Spud scored. Is there an Irish international? Bet he wasn't hard to spot. Very tall, wasn't a Toon player then. Was he playing for Brighton? Jim Ratcliffe, the season ticket holder at Chelsea. The Blue Monkey was a belt. I went to the New Monkey opening and stopped raving, full of kids, lol. Yeah, that's the thing, Ronald, isn't it? Pat Meister says I met Barry Venison doing London when I couldn't get in to see Frank Skinner. Oh, brilliant. Walking the Cross Keys in Yarn for a drink. I mean, Newcastle top one got a look off Peter Reid and Brian Robson. I said, come on the two, and everyone was laughing. Nice one. On the studio. Man U was 768 million in debt, absolutely. Tanji says, we haven't overachieved at all. Many of our players have reached their peak. Eddie Howe can only do so much. It's about where we are in the project. But we have to wait because of FFP. That's the thing, though. It's Michael Beale just trying to wind people up, isn't he? And he's trying to look good, isn't he? And he's trying to get into Eddie's head. Shannon, hi, mate. Up you well. He says, up the mags, absolutely, mate. Come and smash subscribe if you're new to the channel and hit that like as well, mate. Cheers. If we lose this game, what percentage of any UFC fans will call for Eddie's head? That's a good point, Captain Me and Marin. I wouldn't like to say, but all I will say is if it did happen and we didn't win the game and we lost it, I think we know Twitter will be a very toxic place indeed. So again, but like I say, we're not going to think about if we get beat. It's not about that. We want to go there and win the game, and and let's hope we do go there and just win the game and get it beat done. Hopefully, going there, if we could go there and win this game, hopefully that will then kick our season back on. Because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you just have a little bit of you go and play in a cup game, which is a break from the Premier League, and then you get that win and it just kicks you on. So let's hope that's what happens and it kicks us on. But again, we will wait and see on that one. If we can get a big sponsor for the training ground and training kits, that works for us, absolutely. Mad Max is not me, Captain. We are 2 year into 5 year. I'm happy to go along the honours. They must have their head screwed on to run the business. Yeah, absolutely. But we all know what Yasser Al-Rahman said in that interview. We want to be number one. Coffee says, I think it may be the way we lose. Sometimes we can lose luck to luck, but sometimes the losses could have been avoided. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, if we win tomorrow, watch say we don't go out next Saturday and go and beat Man City. And let's be honest, Man City ain't been in the greatest of form at the minute. Remember, they only beat a Sheffield United team 2-0 at the Etihad, and you would have thought they would have absolutely smashed them. If we lose to them, I won't be happy, but I do know what I will say. Have faith that Geordie boys will win the game and we'll get back to our good form and boost their confidence. Absolutely, Shannon. That's exactly what I'm saying. It just takes a win in the cup and that's it. Boom. It sends you on a different level. Man City still no Haaland. Yeah, absolutely. He's out, isn't he? So, yeah, they've got no Haaland. Tanji says, people forget we went from relegation threatened side to a Champions League qualification in 1.5 seasons. It's about collective experience, reassessment, perhaps taking a step back to make progress. We knew there would be a drop-off in this season. We knew it was going to happen because of the Champions League, because we were going for the Carabao Cup as well. Yes, disappointing that we've got out the Champions League. Even if we dropped into the Europa League, we would have probably had players back, so we could have competed in that league. But it is what it is. Haaland's PS5 will be taking the hammer and says, Pat, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. Just want to talk about this guy a moment. Anyway, Serhou Guirassy. Now, we know he's going to the African nations, the AFCON, with his team Guinea. Now, we know they're in a hard group with, I think, Senegal, Cameroon, and obviously Yankubu Minty's Gambia. Obviously, only the top two qualify out that group. I don't think you'd beat the AFCON long. You'd probably be there the couple of weeks when they've played all our games, and I'd be surprised if they got out of that group, to be fair. There's a lot of reports going around, and even it's been reported in the Times that we're looking to sign this guy. He's got a release clause of £15.2 million. Now, what I would say is, if that is the case, then yes, take him, because we desperately do need another striker. Wilson's out till probably February now. Although there's talk he could be back for the Villa game at the end of the month. But with Wilson's injury record, look, and I know some people are saying, but could this guy cut it in the Premier League? Would he be able to do it? Short answer, I think he could. Look, remember we brought Papi Cisse in. We bought him from Germany. So I think, yeah, I do. I think this guy could cut it. And with the attacking players we've got, we could help him out with the service. But we definitely need strengthening in that strikers department. And at 15.2 million, I say that's a no-brainer. I know we've looked at Jonathan David, but look, Jonathan David, probably 40, 50 million. I would say this guy is probably more of a low risk than Jonathan David. Because if Jonathan David come into the Premier League and didn't hit the ground running and didn't do anything, then you've lost 40 or 50 million on a player. Where this guy, 15 million, he does it. If he doesn't, you think, well, okay, it's 15 million pound loss rather than a 40 or 50 million loss. What's your thoughts? Do you think this is going to happen? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just what I've seen as rumours, and it's obviously going around quite a bit on Twitter as well. Foxy says, up until now, I'm yet to see how have a plan B when we have injuries or even adjusting the game plan. Yeah, that's the only thing that disappoints me in the substitutions as well. Is there many fans allowed in the stadium? We've got many seats, 6,000, Shannon. We had injuries, awful refs at PSG. Chelsea, make sure we don't go any further. Let's hope this doesn't happen tomorrow. Against PSG, I mean, look, the VAR should never have sent that referee to the monitor, in all honesty. Pat Meister says, Eddie's at his limit, I think. I'm not sure he's really grown since he started with us. Not sure he's really grown. I've seen that going around a lot as well. Look, we just have to wait and see what happens. Foxy says, I think Guinea will qualify out of the group. 4 third place teams qualify. Do you not think Gambia could be a surprise? You know, obviously Minty is playing well in here. I mean, I'm not just going to say it because of Minty that they're going to qualify. I suppose it depends how Guinea do, though, doesn't it, Foxy, you know? It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Terry Cook, hi mate, hope you're well. He says he would be a proper bargain for 15 million. Absolutely. And I think, you know, the thing is, though, just, you know, yes, he's going to have time to adjust. And maybe the reason Stuttgart put such a low clause in there for was because they maybe thought, oh, well, if he doesn't hit the ground running, yeah, you know, we can get rid of him for a cheap rate and make a little bit of money. Now they're probably looking at and thinking, oh, have we done the right thing here? He scored like 17 goals in 14 games, you know, for Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. Lisa, I get it. Think he'll team up well with Isak, yeah. Captain Marin says, only fans as official club buses will get their tickets. Police units at metro stations, car parks, bus and train stations to stop both sets of fans mixing. Yeah, that's what the police have said, Captain Marin. They said that people have got to get the official buses, and then when they get off the bus, they'll get that ticket handed to them as well. I know there's some buses leaving at 8:15 in the morning, and you're thinking, why? Because just down the bloody road, you know. But I suppose they just want to make sure the fans are in. A friend of mine put on Facebook that she's got her ticket for the hospitality, and that she's going to be in hospitality from 10:15, so she's going to have to sit there for 2.5 hours till the match starts. Bia says, at AFCON, I'm supporting the child soldiers of Sierra Leone, the young and the hungry. Oh, for God's sake, Bia. Cameroon to go out in the group stage, very organised, set up as usual. Unana joined up very late. Yeah, do you know what? Cameroon are not the team they used to be, Foxy. They remember. They've had some bloody good players. Fans. Mancunian way. Who said we have no Haaland, lol? It was Julie Martin. She says, is he not still out? Or is he he's back training, is he? Oh, well, there you go. He's training now. Erlen's too busy scoffing Quality Street. Tanchi says, after Man City at home, we have a few tough games. Play Villa, Arsenal away, but I think we beat Spurs, Brighton at home, and Man U away. Yeah, I think so as well, Tanji. Let's just get another tough month out of the way. The fixtures haven't been kind to us, have they? So, Julie says, no, I thought you was injured. There you go, Martin. Julie thought you were still injured. I think it's because you don't really see it in there. Julie says, I love Haaland. Yes, he's a very good striker, is Erling Haaland. So as I say, tomorrow my lineup would... Right, I'll tell you what, this is going to be the lineup I think will start tomorrow, in all honesty. The lineup I think will start tomorrow will be Dubravka will be in goal, Trippier if fit, along with Cher, Botman, and I think Dan Burn will be the left-hand side. And in the middle, we'll have Mailey, Bruno, Joe Linton. Right wing will be Livramento. Isak in the middle, Gordon on the left. Arsenal will want revenge against us, and their fans still hold grudges. Are idiots. Do you know what it is, Coffee? I remember being at that game when we were 4-0 down against Arsenal and loads of fans left the ground. And I stayed there, and we ended up drawing 4-4 when, you know, bless his soul, Czech Tiote scored that 4th goal for us. What a great goal that was, by the way. And look, I remember coming out the ground and we were taunting Arsenal fans, you know, singing that they effed it up at 4-0. And I couldn't believe how bad they were because they were trying to get near. They were trying to push the police to get to us Newcastle fans to to have fights, and I'm like, it's pathetic. You've got the draw. Why are you going on like this? So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Tony, has seen the map and calling it the We Arentine Derby instead of the telling we. That's pathetic. It's because it's at Sunderland, isn't it? And they call it the We Arentine, yeah. Because Craig, wasn't it Craig, or was it Keith Downey said the telling We Are Derby, and they said, oh, it's We Arentine. They're getting rattled because they keep calling Keith Downey a mag. Well, actually, Keith Downey supports Hearts and Midlothian. So if they actually done that homework, they would see that he, it's Hearts. Spurs have won this game 1-0, so they're in the next round. Bernardo, KP and Nunes out with illness, but Daku, Kevin De Bruyne and Norwegian Meat Machine are back fully fit next week, but fit now. Alfie Haaland's lasagna is supposed to be world class. Holly says my score prediction is 1-1 or 2-1, but I really don't want Sunderland to score back and see them nicking a goal. Bit off topic, does Joey Barton have a point with them lasses on ITV? Do you know what it is? Look, at the end of the day, you're allowed your freedom of speech, and Joey Barton's having his freedom of speech at the moment, isn't he? But look, the thing is, though, people are having a dig at Joey Barton, right? And he he's got some beef with Enia Luco. But she put a comment out a while back, which was deemed racist, but nobody picked up on it, and nobody said, "Oh no, you can't see that's racist comment." I think she said something like, "We all know White Dave with an England flag," and it's like, "Hang on, that's racist," But we're not going to get into that because I'm not going to get into that sort of thing. But I can see what's. Foxy says, Eto'o is current president of Cameroon Football Federation, as dodgy as they come in, very controlled, not in a good way, was secretly recorded, promising to help friends gain club game promotion. Ah, right, okay, that says it all. And Miggy will start so with Longstaff mainly on the bench. Spuds won. Neil, Happy New Year. Tony, Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're well. World Cup Italia 90 was Cameroon say was class. Roger Miller was about 42, but still a class. He wasn't he was brilliant though, wasn't he? And we only scraped past them 3-2 in the quarterfinals. Hi guys, hi Clocky, hope you're well, mate. Luco can't stand her personally. Never seen her smile. So my prediction for tomorrow is, this is going to shock a lot of people. I said this on Pete's channel last night on PD Proudlock, and I said this on Pete's channel. I'm going to go for a nervy 2-1 win for us. Because look, I've seen people put out there, we'll win 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. Honestly, I can't see that happening. I can see it being a very tight game because they're going to be up for it from the start. The only thing is, the only thing I look at with Sunderland is, can they keep their energy levels up for 90 minutes? And that is the thing. But I'm sticking by 2-1. 2-1 I'm going. And that's that. If I stick that way, if we win by more, I don't care. I've said that before, that late scoreline 2-1. I think I said that scoreline against was it Sheffield United? I think it was. No, it wasn't. Not Sheffield United. Sorry. Can't remember now. But I said against somebody, and we ended up winning the game by 4 goals. Don't forget the thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, cheers, Lee. Thanks, mate. Yeah, please do smash like and do join the hit the subscribe as well, please. Thank you. If you want to join this great community, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 4 says beer. I'm going 4-0 says Ian. That's fair enough. I predicted 8-0. Isak brace, Gordon brace, Miggy brace, Miley and Bruno. I always love Coffee's predictions, so they're great. I like Joey Barton at the tune. Do you know what? Joey Barton at Newcastle, he was a legend, wasn't he, in his own ways? He was not the bad boy and the good boy, wasn't he, at times, you know? But yeah, look, Joey Barton was just, brilliant money. We know he had that misdemeanor in Liverpool and he got locked up, but he came back. You know, he came back a different player and he was a better player for us. I think he was shit on by the Fat Controller at the end. But look, he was superb for us. Remember that goal he scored against Villa, that screamer? Yeah, I like Joey Barton. He was really good for us. Clark, he says, 21, you got some decor to accommodate our good friends. I ain't putting anything up, mate, with red and white on. Sorry, not a chance. Not a chance. It's bad enough the YouTube logo is red and white, isn't it? Captain Beamer honestly think 4 or 5-0. Barton probably making controversial comments to get attention, says Coffee. Kate, hi Tony, how's it going? Happy New Year from Kate and Jonathan. NUFC to win 2-0 tomorrow versus the shit. Hi to you, Kate and Jonathan. Hope you're very well indeed. And do you know what? Yeah, absolutely. 4-3 to us, says Julie. Nervy win. Coffee on the trees. Sunderland 2-4, says Ronald. Tempted to change, but I saw 10 Magpies today. I mean, look, I was thinking, do you know what? When the draw was made, I thought we'll smash these 5-0, but I'm thinking the form we've been in, where away form's not great, and I just think if we just get a scrappy 2-1 win, that's what I'm going for. I'm thinking of our form. I know a derby match, the form book goes out the window. You know, it's hard, but I'm going to stick to 2-1. I'm going to stick to that because, look, I've got to stick to just the 2-1 because I know now if I say something different and it comes in at 2-1, I'll go, why didn't I stick to 2-1? So, no, I'm going to stick to 2-1. But I'll tell you what we'll do. Well, I'm going to have a look and tell you what the odds are for tomorrow's game. So, the full-time result, the win for Sunderland is 7-2, 3-1 for a draw, 7-10 for Newcastle United to win. If you want an early payout on being 2 up, Sunderland are 16-5 on, 3-1 on the draw, and 8-13 for Newcastle. Winner of the tie, Sunderland are 2-1, Newcastle 4-11. So we're clear favourites in that game. Player to be carded for Sunderland. Jay Matete 5-6 on. Luke O'Nien 6-4. Abdullah Bar 15-8. Jack Clark 15-8. For us, Fabian Schär 11-8. 13-8 for Joe Linton, 7-4 for Bruno, 5-2 for Gordon, 10-3 for Isak as well. Let's have a look at the correct scores. And I find where they are. Let's have a look. There we are. Correct score. No, that's group betting. Sorry. I can't find it at the moment. I don't know where that's disappeared. There we are. Correct score. Sunderland to win 1-0 is 14-1. 7-1 for us. Now 2-1, which I said before, is 7-1. This is according to Sky Bet, by the way. For Sunderland to beat us 3-0 is 66-1. For us to win 3-0 is 12-1. Some people have put 5-0 in the chat, so that's 66-1 for us to beat Sunderland 5-0. Somebody put 4-3, didn't they, just before? Who was that? If I scroll back up, Julie J. Well, Julie, if you put a bet on 4-3, it's 66-1. Ronald says 4-0. That will be 25-1, Ronald. If you want to put on 7-0, it's 250-1. But yeah, the best score for Sunderland, if the best odds for Sunderland, if they want to beat us, is 2-1, and that's 12-1 they get for that. But yeah, and if we look at goal scorers too, when I find the goal scorers, wherever they are. Just bear with me, guys. And I find the goal scorers, and I can't see that on here anyway. So I don't know where they've put that at the minute. There we are, got it. Okay, so for Sunderland, Jack Clark 17-2 for the first goal, or 11-4 any time. For us, for Newcastle, Alexander Isak 7-2 or 1 or 1-1, 1-1 for any time. So you put a pound on, you get a pound back. Anthony Gordon 6-1 for the first goal, 6-1 for the last goal, and 2-1 anytime scorer. Miggy Almiron, you get 13-2 for the first and last, and 9-4 for any time. Bring him on as an impact sub. Joe Linton 10-3 for an anytime scorer. Bruno 16-1 for the first goal, or 11-2 for any time. Sven Botman, somebody mentioned him scoring. If you want an anytime scoring for Sven Botman, it's 16-1, 40-1 if you want the first or last goal from Botman. Livermento's 40-1 or a 14-1 anytime. So there's a lot going on there. If you want Fabian Schär to score, 10-1 anytime. That's not a bad show, because we know Schär's got a great shot on him, hasn't he? So yeah, so as I say, some good ones there. But as I always say, if you do bet, gamble responsibly as well. Propmeister says 2 predictions for tomorrow. I have a late hangover, will be quickly come half cut again, then have to keep about 4 p.m. I won't predict, try and change luck, who will think will win. Yep. Fair play. Joey Barton has some points, but I just don't think he's the guy to be mating them. Great player for us, but can't defend his off-the-field antics. No, absolutely not. He's always been outspoken. Barton's still banging on about the women thing on Twitter. I remember Shearer furious in the post-match when Barton sent off in a relegation battle. I rarely seen Shearer get that angry since the Boya Dyer incident. Yeah, it was against Liverpool, wasn't it, when he come back? 3-1 win for us. Testing the tees. No reply. Please tomorrow, Tony. Tony changed religion, so didn't have to put in Santa decorations up at Christmas. He hates the Beckham that much. Coffee against Liverpool. Yeah, Joey Barton had a podcast coming out and needs to publicise, so all is to make him relevant, but his fair points should rule. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My genius is wasted. Tony, June 3-1, that's what's the price? What's the price for 3-1? Did I give you that price for 3-1? I'm me off. I'll double check though for you. Now we're going to find it. There we are. 3-1 to us is 11-1. That's on Sky Bet. So other sites may be totally different. I know one thing for certain: tomorrow Pickford won't be able to get a Mexican wave. 5-0 to Sunderland, 66-1. Sunderland centre backs get booked very often. Yeah, absolutely. Get a millionaire on that. Lee says, good bet for high stake, 2 to win, and Isak to score over one shot, 5-2. Yeah, absolutely. Ronald says, of course, Joey is promoting his podcast, but he isn't wrong neither. When lasses are comparing themselves to the man's game, it's misandry rather than misogyny with the reactions to it. Would be wrong, but one is be a millionaire in them circumstances. Glocky, if you put war transfer kitty. Can I keep a little bit? Get a Sports Direct voucher. Oh, Jesus, matey mag. Maybe just a little 250k, so then it's a deal from me. And I find it absolutely disgraceful that men are competing in women's sports, yeah. That's doing me heading, to be honest, says Mason. Newcastle win, Isak goal, Bruno and Joe Linton, at least 2 tackles each. And Ballard yellow, 15-1. Wow, do you know what? That's not a bad show. Foxy, is it? They couldn't beat Rotherham and they only beat Preston because Preston have been poor. They have been poor recently because they were flying. Preston at one point, weren't they? Near the top of the championship, and now they're just dropped like a stone, haven't they? So Freddie Woodman's there, isn't he? Yeah. When's your show start tomorrow? 11:30. It'll be 11 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah, catch me for the pre-match tomorrow. That'll be 11 a.m. So catch me for that, and it's sure to be a cracker tomorrow, and we can't wait. Look forward to seeing what the team news is, and I'll bring both lineups to you as well. And and it should be a cracking day, hopefully, and hopefully we're celebrating by the end of it, and we have the bragging rights, and those Mackhams can shut up about that 6 in the bloody row because I'm sick of hearing about it. Mighty Max says, I'll be here 11 a.m. Tony, great show, the neat. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Yes, I was on longer than I thought I would have been. Boxed by Exotics. Yeah, we are levels above them. As long as we win, the boys, they keep their heads, we win. Absolutely, mate. And welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, do smash that subscribe and also do hit the like as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, mate, as well. Yes, so the pre-match tomorrow, 11 a.m. Catch me for that tomorrow. Sure to be a cracker tomorrow. That's for certain. And, before we do go, just remember what these two boys had to say about a month ago. Here we go.
Our first 3 celebrities into the middle of the Australian outback.
And in case you're not familiar with the Australian outback, it's a barren, deeply hostile environment that's barely fit for human habitation.
Yeah, imagine Sunderland, but hotter.
So there we go, guys. Sorry I had to put that on there. Bit of banter at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. It's all banter, isn't it? So hope you enjoyed that little clip there from More Ant and Deck. Bye, Tony Knowles says coffee. Bye-bye to you, coffee. We'll see you at 11 a.m. Cheers, Splat. Great show as always, Tony. Cheers, Ian. Thanks very much, mate. Leave a like, guys. Cheers, Clarky. Take care, all says Mason. You too, mate. Been a great show tonight, Tony. Everyone, so come on the Mighty Toon Army. Cheers, mate. Randall says we have to help these fuckers. Like, absolutely, mate. He's laughing at that. Blue drinks. I thought that makes people laugh. Until tomorrow, yeah, absolutely. And it's been absolutely fantastic tonight. And see you all tomorrow and we'll do it all again. And let's hope Flash Gordon scores tomorrow as well. And that'll be absolutely brilliant as well. But until then, Take care, enjoy the rest of the evening, guys and girls, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And don't be late. And remember, the future is bright. The future is definitely black and white. Until tomorrow, how are you, the lads?